You know this fabric. It's softer than cotton, drapes like silk.
The trees are harvested, debarked, and chipped down to the size of postage stamps. A pressure vessel called a digester injects a chemical soup to dissolve the lignin, the glue holding the wood together. After cooking, you get brown mush. That mush is washed and bleached to create pure cellulose sheets. This is where Modal diverges from rayon. We soak those sheets in a mystery bath. It chemically ages the cellulose, breaking down the molecular chains into shorter pieces.
Then, we add carbon disulfide. The cellulose turns this weird, bright orange. This is called xanthation.
The result is a honey-like liquid, viscose. But specifically, Modal's version is a bit thicker, a bit more plastic. The liquid is pushed through these microscopic holes. The number of holes determines the thickness of the yarn. Liquid jets hit a bath of sulfuric acid. The acid neutralizes the alkali. The liquid turns back into solid cellulose threads. But the strength comes from stretching. These fibers are pulled 20% to 30% longer. This aligns the polymers. Now, the thread is dirty. It's covered in acid and chemicals. We wash it, then wash it again. Treat the fibers with a sulfur-based anti-friction agent. This makes the final fabric feel buttery soft to the touch. Modal is straight, so we crimp it. The fibers are jammed into a hot box, creating a wavy structure for better texture. The wet fibers float through a hot air oven. The water evaporates. We are left with a fluffy, cloud-like sheet of staple fibers.
That fluff is compressed into 500-kilogram bales. These bales look like giant blocks of insulation.
This is Modal staple fiber, short lengths, like cotton. It can be twisted into yarn, blended with cotton, spandex. Inside spinning mill, the bales are opened and carded. Thousands of wire teeth comb the fibers into a thin, parallel web. The roving enters the ring spinner. It twists 15,000 times per minute. This locks the fibers together to create actual yarn. Modal absorbs up to 50% more dye than cotton. The color stays vibrant even after dozens of washes. The yarn is knitted into huge rolls of gray fabric. It's still stiff and full of oils from the spinning process. We boil the gray fabric to remove spinning oils. Then we sanforize it, a controlled shrinking process. Finally, piece dyeing. The fabric rope rolls through hot dye for hours. The fiber absorbs the color at a molecular level. A final pass, softeners and anti-static agents. This gives Modal that iconic frozen butter feel. It feels expensive.
Inspection. They shine a light to check for thin spots. Modal is strong, but if a chemical ratio was off, it will break easily.
The final product is a fiber that breathes like linen, drapes like rayon, and resists pilling. It uses less water than cotton. It uses less land. But here's the catch. The chemical recovery rate varies wildly between factories. A good Modal mill uses a closed loop. They capture 99% of the solvent. But a bad factory? They dump it. The good news? Modal is biodegradable. Bury this shirt in a landfill and it breaks down in 8 weeks. That polyester shirt? 200 years.
Modal has a problem with static and wrinkles, but brands love it for wicking moisture. It absorbs 50% more moisture than cotton, but dries twice as fast.
For the end user, it feels like heaven. It's the second skin of loungewear. But you're wearing a tree that was dissolved in acid.
So next time you slip on that soft t-shirt, remember it started as a log in a forest. Turn to liquid.
Log, chip, cook, dissolve, spin, wash, stretch, cut, yarn, fabric. From wood to wardrobe in 5 days.
Is it better than cotton? For softness? Yes. For durability? Maybe. For the planet? Only if the factory respects the chemistry.
It's $20 from Amazon, but the chemistry to make it costs $50 per pound. The cheap stuff is usually fake. Beware of Modal labels.
This is a fiber of science, not nature. It requires human invention. And that invention, when done right, is beautiful.